Basically, when I went and met the individuals who work at the Australian embassy in Algiers, they lied to me from the first instance, which was like in September 17th, 2018, or after that. So I've seen the videos made by the CEO, and I've seen the lies, and I've seen that during that period of time I had knowledge of the testimonies of the people from who work in the South Korean embassy and who work in the embassy nearby, as well as testimonies from a lot of people. I had planned this, I had hoped that the individuals from Austria will react. Then I wrote to the local police where I live about missing the individuals who tried basically to see me and supply me with my legal documents and with my academic documents too. Unfortunately, to say the truth, they never reached my doorsteps while I was inside. And apparently they have left nothing to the neighbors or to the surroundings. Later on, that was in December 2018, I went there repeatedly. Then they allowed me access. Then I wrote. Then I've seen that and I've seen things. Then in January 2019, I focused on developing my plan. I get a reply from the Austrian lady. Then I get a reply from the police, my local police where I am. After hearing that, I went, and from that the case started actually the build up basically. And I'm meeting with individuals who have like sick psychopathic deranged behavior. I was like starting like from April or March, I was basically like going to the police periodically, and that's after clear knowledge that there has been like lot of problematics. So I have individuals who have withheld my graduation degree from Sweden and my resident permit from Austria. These are not like my fiction. I had that confirmed with a prosecutor as well as a lot of legal entities. It's like individuals started now to decide the course of affairs and the course of economy in the Austrian state. I have this, what I have actually written to the Austrian Development Agency. That was in June 2018, before receiving any answer basically from Blue Mats company. To be actually truthful, there is no other avenue, because the less greedy and less discriminatory place to me is basically that company in Sweden, in Austria. They refused. I expected this from these individuals from the start. I have basically on the 15th of May, I've sent an email again to the lady there, and then I kept on verifying with a lot of entities. I'm not forcing anyone. The plan basically seemed logical, and the answer was provided in September 2018 on YouTube. And in August 2018, I had a clear knowledge of that they somehow, some individuals have confiscated 100,000 euro of sponsorship, meaning that they have stolen the money basically, and which was actually extremely bad. And I kept on trying actually to figure out actually a solution, but there was actually people who were basically like too lazy to act in the right time. Then I kept on going and going and going, repeatedly, up and down, repeatedly. I never quit it. This has been like over years. As I said in the past, there is no better place. I started to understand that there is a need for other things. I went there, and people had like several answers, and things were quite actually sour. And I had actually to meet individuals who have like some sort of psychopathic problems. uh, I submitted my applications, and I don't know. As I said, it's like people think that my application to solve the climate change as a climate change solution is only like some sort of perversion, and this actually like sickened me a lot. And I'm seeing to the email that I have sent, and I witnessed it like a lot. It's like I have a direct contact of Mrs. Steinberger Ken, might be aware of through LinkedIn. Then it's like this is the heartening things. Like there was a reply, there was like a reality. None of it was virtual. I trusted the individuals over there, and I kept basically seeking and obtaining, and yes, I kept on trying and on trying and on trying, and it's like individuals basically who committed theft. I went to all of those authorities. Lastly, I ended up basically writing actually to the Austrian Federal Ministry, because apparently, from what I understood, from what I understood, the lady over there acted alone, and I've said and I mentioned the case files, and I've mentioned what I had, the individuals that I have seen, and I kept, and it's like it's really an unpleasant situation to be in. I don't think none of that this is a trap. I expected the difficulty from the day that I applied, and it was basically like my get out ticket from an impossible situation. Because going back to the month of April 2018, May 2018, probably June 2018, things were like very, very horrible. And I remember when I bought my tablet, there has been like some sort of a missing person or something like that. Because I went to the house, there was nobody. We are talking about in May 2018, April 2018, and June 2018. Prior to the World Cup, I've sent like a resolution of 7th order problematic on energy and storage systems, as well as a lot more. And I kept a lot of opportunistics, thieves, as well as a lot more, who have basically stolen funds, as well as other things. I tried to move to New Jersey in March 2016. I get an answer like week after that you can't apply to this. This is what we mean by discrimination, racism, and bigotry. Then I applied to Austria. I don't know how to say it in German. I have sent the best application possible. I've met the requirement, like 100% of the requirement. There was an opening. There is nobody wishes to hire me, even though I keep my privacy and I keep a lot of other things. No one wishes to hire me. I tried basically from my own funds to settle elsewhere. If someone steals my phone, it's considered theft. If someone posts an advertising, and the person who replied to that has met all requirement of the advertisement. I don't know what's called that in the law book, in the legal dictionary or in the law books. And yeah, it's like I wish basically for this like to be the end of all like the trouble, of all of the idiocy, of all of the stupidness, and of all of those sickening things that I have been like sabr, meaning like extremely patient over that during the entirety of my life. You cannot just kidnap someone. You cannot like root out someone from the house, and it keeps on piling and piling and piling up. And they basically is like they're telling me is like we are aware of your electronic communications, and I went there and I told them you're hacking people who are in political institutions, economical institutions, and other legal institutions in the European Union, and people will be looking for you to get back at you for the harm committed, because they plan to send someone with electronic access to property. They have succeeded in doing that, and now it's like the next phase, which means like behaving as control freaks about the entire matter.